So his accusation that he made, which was that he busted a nut in your face while you were pregnant, are these allegations true or false?
They're completely false. They're 100% false. And more to the point, during the pandemic, while I was pregnant, I stayed in Florida, in Miami, Florida, which is what made my husband and I decide to build a house there. I stayed in Florida my entire pregnancy. And I was one of the most cautious people ever. It was to the point where I think I was just a bit annoying to people because I didn't allow anyone around.
Big ass chain around my neck so these niggas know I'm rich. And I don't need shit but the dick. Big ass stack in this purse so these niggas know I'm working. I'm holding this Glock in my Birkin. Niggas gotta hold that L trying to come from my pen. I'm really finna make another M. Now tell me how.
Are there people who feel like they don't believe it? It sounds too crazy. It sounds too wild. What? Sammy Boy in the comments and he said, hold on, let me read it before I fuck it up. Damn, it's done scrolled the fuck up. Oh, I can't find it. But he said something like, why we can't just believe her?
We can't believe her because the shit don't make 2 + 2. It don't equal 4. It's turning out to 88 right now. That's the reason why.
88 right now.
It ain't like we not fucking with Rob, but just like homegirl said, just because a homegirl your best friend, that don't mean you gonna call her out on her bullshit.
What you gotta say, J baby?
Millie, I don't feel like we got nothing out of that. We legit got nothing out of that. She brought up everything except for what the fuck we talking about.
What were you looking for when you tuned in?
I'm looking for her to say, no, that shit not true, or that shit is true. But she brought up the whole past and all types of shit. Like, yo, that's not what we're talking about right now. We talking about this nigga nutted in your face while you was pregnant. That's a yes or no question. That's a yes or no question. She didn't bring up none of that.
They said she did say it was a lie.
What? Did I miss it? Did I blink? Because I ain't heard none of that.
I just think that the line of questioning, I think it should have just been directly.
It was dry.
What
it was dry
actually got posted and what was put online. What about this? What about this? When was this? And it could have just been like just straight like that. And I think that would have put a lot of context around it. At least.
Because y'all would have got to the real shit. Y'all would have got to the nitty gritty and put the cheese on the cracker with the ham and cheese.
I don't need to ask you nothing else. If I ask you when, and then the time frame is a certain point in time, after that, okay, shit, if that's what it is, and that's what it is. So
it just felt like a whole lot of deflecting.
Got to some shit real quick.
Some real shit, real quick. Yep.
Hoes might never like me and I'm fine with it. Nasty. I'm a real nigga fantasy. I'll drop dead for a broke nigga handle me. Do say this rich bitch energy. Y'all love.
But she could have kept this shit. She didn't answer not a motherfucking thing.
Not a motherfucking thing.
What's even worse is the fact that we wasted all that motherfucking time waiting on her ass to goddamn make a phone call.
To say
so she could have did on station head. And then on top of that, I'm mad as fuck at the fact that I didn't get my Millie during the motherfucking day. Because, she wanted to take some time out. So I really think it's a bunch of bullshit. But that's how she could have kept that shit. So they can tell him.
Okay. I said right, wrong, going different. I love me some rock. Didn't I? Did your messy ass go run and tell that? When I went back down the timeline and said this looked orchestrated. Wait a minute. This that shit Cardi brought up. Wait a minute. Let's look at this shit. Was that repeated? But somebody sitting up in here gonna run back and say, I'm going against Rod? You hoes need to stop. You hoes need to stop. Let me tell you something. If I have a question, regardless of who it's about, I'm going to pose it. We're here to do commentary, right? It don't matter who it is. I can't have an opinion now? You don't want me to say what I think? Y'all don't know what y'all want to believe. That I'm getting paid to change my mind, or that I'm turning. Let me tell you something. If I have a question about whatever, I'm going to ask it. But we did on site last night, and it was, people with a lot of different emotions. I came online and I talked about it. They said last night was a fool. It was just a fucking mess. But, that's always the best time, right? When it's a mess. So, there are people, and there were people who had felt like, well, Millie giving her opinion, and it's making me feel like she going against Ra or whatever. There are people sending clips to Ra from my show that's on the World Wide Web. Like, oh yeah, this is what she said, this is what she said. Who was supposed to give a fuck? What was y'all supposed to break up? Who ain't gonna say what they want to say? Okay then. So, it can't never be shade or going against any. My truth don't go against a motherfucking thing. If I feel like something, that's what the fuck I feel like. I'm not going to agree with everything. I told you guys before, I don't agree with the way that Ari is handled or addressed or approached when it comes to, and we